Hey everyone, in this post today, I wanted to talk about how to buy a set of used drums. I know in a previous post we had talked about how to buy a set of new drums, but some people, including myself, actually like to buy used gear occasionally too. There's a lot of good drum sets out there on the used market that you can get at quite good prices. So today I just wanted to show you my process of how I go through and find these kinds of drums. So before you start searching for a set of used drums, you want to get your criteria predefined before you go looking so you're not overwhelmed with all the options that are actually out there. So what you want to do is you want to narrow down the features that you're looking for in the drums, the brands, and all the different styles. So today I'm going to go based on kind of what I'm looking for. I'm actually in the market for a used kit myself, so I'm going to go through my criteria of what I'm looking for. And then you can modify and go based on what you want. So for me in particular, I've kind of decided that I want to go for either a set of Pearl drums or a set of Yamaha drums. Those are just some of my favorites. You may have other brands that work better for you. I just prefer Pearl and Yamaha for a couple of reasons. One of them is that they make really high quality drums at affordable prices. I'm specifically looking for either a birch or maple kit, and both Pearl and Yamaha offer kits with those kinds of woods. I'm also looking specifically for a certain shell size. I prefer that my rack toms are going to be 10 and 12 inches. Floor tom could either be 14 or 16 inches, and I'm looking for either a 20 inch or a 22 inch kick drum. And preferably, I would like a kit that actually comes with a snare drum as well, a matching snare drum. So you've got that. And then also looking for the reason why I like Pearl and Yamaha is because of their tom mounting system. Pearl has got, I'm not sure what they call it these days, but it's the mounting system for the toms where the toms are actually isolated, and they have a clamp that attaches to the tom so that it increases more vibration of the shells. Yamaha has a slightly different system. I think theirs is called the Yes mounting system. Either way, it's very similar where the drum arm doesn't penetrate the shell. It's on the outside, so it just increases the sound and gives a better resonance. And then the final reason why I like those two brands is because their hardware is very sturdy and reliable. So yeah, so that's why I'm looking for those two brands and those specific features. So like I said, before you go and start looking through all these kits, you want to narrow it down somewhat to the features that you're looking for in the brands. Another thing too is you want to predefine your price range as well. I'm going for, like I said, a used kit, so I'm expecting to get a discount on these kits. Also, I'm looking specifically just for shell packs. I'm not looking for hardware. I have my own hardware, and I have my own cymbals. So I'm looking just for the shells. So that's going to play into the factor and to the pricing as well. And you want to predefine your price point. So my price point for these is about, I want to pay about $400 to $600 for my shells. So as we're looking through that, we got to keep that in mind. Now, one thing too I wanted to mention here about the pricing is I prefer to get a good discount since these are used drums. Um, my minimum discount for a set of drums is about 25%. So, depending on, like I said, the features in the drums, if a regular set of, let's just say, Yamaha drums is about $500 for the shells, brand new, and I want at least a 25% discount, that's going to take me for at least a 125. So 500 minus 125 equals 375. So I wouldn't want to pay more than 375 for a set of used drums. Now, at 25% discount, I expect the used drums to be in relatively good condition. And I think that $375 would be a very reasonable offer for this kind of drums. Now, if you're willing to accept a little more nicks and bangs and things in your shells, you could go up to potentially a 50% discount, which of 500, which would be 250. So you could pay up to 250 for a set of okay drums that are, it's been through some wear and tear. So my price range for a $500 set of drums that normally would be brand new would be somewhere between $250 and $375. So that's kind of the pricing rationale that I go through. Now let me show you exactly where I go to look for used drums. And these are by no means the only places you can look, but these are just 3 places that I like to go and look to find drums that are used. And I've purchased used drums from 2 of these. We're going to look at 3 different websites today. The first one is Craigslist, second one is eBay, and the third one is Guitar Center. I have purchased used drums from both Craigslist and eBay, and I'm considering purchasing some used drums from Guitar Center here, and I'll show you the process that I'm going through. So for Craigslist, you just want to find your area so that you can match up with your location. And a couple tips about Craigslist. Buying off Craigslist, you want to find an area where you can actually go see the drums before you buy them. I would not recommend any shipping via Craigslist. It's a good way to get ripped off. Craigslist is the best use. You want to meet face to face and actually look at the equipment that you're getting. So that's why you want to make sure that you're in the area that is closest to you. Also, you want to expect to pay cash as well. It's just safer and more reliable. Most people who are reputable are not going to take checks, probably not going to take credit cards. So you want to have the cash on hand. And you also want to meet at a place that's safe, and you might want to take a friend with you. That's just the reality and some precautions you need to take while going through Craigslist. The reason being is that Craigslist is mostly unregulated. They don't have a lot of rules to it. So even though there's a lot of good deals on Craigslist, there's also a lot of scams. So you just got to be careful. All right. So once you find the area that you're looking for, you want to go into the for sale section and go to musical instruments. And there you're going to get a lot of different things. So what I'm going to want to do is I want to run a search here, and a couple of criteria. I want to make sure it has a picture, and then we want to search for drums, of course. You can set a price range if you like, but I'm not going to do that right now, and we're just going to search that and see what comes up. All right, so we did get some drums. We got some other things too. I'm not really sure why, but here are some drums. So, like I said, I'm looking mostly for shells, and I'm looking mostly for Pearl and Yamaha. So these other drum sets that are not Pearl or Yamaha, and it looks like they include hardware, I'm probably going to skip them. Let's come over here and see what this is. This looks like maybe like a music store here. Yeah, it looks like a music store. So they're just basically advertising that they sell drums, but they're not really offering a specific kit. It doesn't look like. Let's see, Ludwig DW. That's a great brand, but that's not what I'm looking for. Here we go, a set of Pearl drums. This is a set of Pearl export drums. This one actually does come with hardware, and it does come with some cymbals. And this is actually a pretty decent deal. This is not the kit that I want, but this is an older export series kit, and it looks like it would work. I've actually owned this exact kit before, same color and same snare and everything. So I know it's a decent kit, but I don't want it because of the fact that it does have hardware. I don't want this snare drum, and I don't like this tom mounting system. But it's actually a very good deal because it's a relatively it's a decent set of drums. It's not a great, but it's a decent one, and the price point is really good as well. The $395 is a great price point for what this kit is, so that's actually a pretty decent deal. And then just scanning real quick to see if there's anything else. Here's another set of pearls. This one's birch, so this is closer. This one looks like an older kit as well. This one is a 3-piece. It just comes with the kick drum and the toms, which is not what I'm looking for either at this point. But this was an okay deal. It's a little more than I would have paid for just 3 drums, though. Here we go. That's Pearl. That's a great set of drums right there, but it's out of my price range. Oh, here's a Midtown set. This is one of the newer Pearl sets. The only thing I don't like about this is these are brand new prices. So this is somebody, it looks like that music shop again selling their drums on Craigslist. Oh, there's a Yamaha set. 5-piece. Looks like it's in decent shape. $400 is it's on the higher end of what I'm looking for, but that actually wouldn't be too bad of a deal, other than the fact that this looks like an older set of Yamaha. And the way I know that is this hardware here, they don't really make that anymore with the long lugs there. But that's an okay deal as well. So just through the first page of Craigslist, I found several decent kits. So if I wanted to pursue that, I would just contact the owner, and we would negotiate and figure out what was a good price for them. And if we agreed on the price, then I would go and meet him and inspect them. And then if I liked the drums, I would pay him cash and take the drums home. So that's a little bit about how Craigslist works. All right, eBay is another place to find drums. Same pricing criteria would apply. I want somewhere between a 25 and 50% discount for used drums, 25% for a high quality set of used drums, and 50% discount for an okay set. So the cool thing about eBay is you can actually narrow down your searches quite a bit more. The bad thing about eBay is you may have to go and compete with other buyers. So eBay is an auction-based site. They do have deals where you can buy them now, which means the seller is willing to sell them right there, right now, for the price that is listed. If you want to try to get a better price, though, you're going to have to compete with other buyers and go through a bidding process. So let's search Yamaha drums. See what comes up. We get 2,000 results, so that's a little bit too much. We're looking for used. So let's put that in there, and we definitely want, let's put in a price range, anywhere from about $300 to $500. Let's go with that. And search. And that gets us down to 117, so that's a lot better. So here we have some various drums. Here's a set of stage customs. This is actually a pretty decent looking kit. Pictures are not really great. Let's see what's included in this. So this one actually comes with a little bit of hardware and a couple of cymbals. And this looks like actually I'm not sure about this because it says Yamaha, but they've got a Premier bass drum head on that thing. So the toms look like they're Yamaha, but the kick drum I'm not really sure about. And the picture quality is not that good, so I'm going to keep on moving. That's a cool kit. Those are hard to find. They don't make these much, or they're hard to get. This kit, just shells. It went $400, which might not be a bad price because, like I said, these kits are hard to find, but that's not really what I'm looking for. That one was on Craigslist, if you remember. That's kind of interesting. Let's see. Check these out. Oh, those look nice. Let's see. Well, the details. Mahogany shells. Very interesting. Comes with new heads and tom mounts. So these are just the shells. Can't tell exactly. Their description is not that great. But it looks like it's either a 4 or 5 piece kit. The price they're asking is reasonable. If I was going to pursue this kit, I would ask for more details as far as the exact number of shells, and I would like to see some more pictures on this because the pictures are okay, they're not great, but that would be a potential. Oh, that does say 4 piece there, so that would be I'm not sure if it's, the only thing I'm not sure is if it comes with a snare or is it just all toms. So that would be a question I would have. But that's a relatively decent deal right there for what I'm looking for. And these are just mostly snare and toms, looks like. Okay. So I found a couple of decent deals here. So if I wanted to pursue them, this is just a random example. You gotta have an eBay account to sign up and to purchase. This one is a buy it now, so you could buy it now for this price. It's a little bit high, I think, being that's an older kit, but it's okay. It's a decent. You want to consider your shipping. Some people ship free, some people charge. Being that they want $500 for this and they want $65 for shipping, I think that's way too high. I could almost buy a brand new set of Yamaha stage customs for that price, so I don't want to pay that. But if you decided you want a kit, you want to look at things like, is it buy it now, or do you make an offer, which means you're going to have to compete with an auction and other buyers. Then you have to look at, this is local pickup, which means you have to go and get the drum kit yourself. So if you don't live in this area, probably wouldn't be a good idea. You look at the shipping conditions, and also another thing on eBay, just a quick tip for eBay selling and buying. You want to look at seller feedback. This person doesn't have any feedback, so they're probably new. which a lot of times I shy away from buying from new sellers because there's a lot of room for error. So I usually like to find a buyer that's got some more experience and has high ratings. So there's a lot of hoops to go through for buying on eBay and Craigslist, but that's what you can expect when you're looking for a deal, I guess. And then finally, the last place I'm looking, and this is where I'm looking actually pretty heavily right now, is the Guitar Center drum site. They have a used gear section. So I'm going to focus on drums. I want acoustic drums. I want an acoustic drum set. I want shells only. You can see you can really narrow down things here. Price range is probably going to be in the $300 to $500 because I want a set of good used drums. And if we're going with Pearl, I'm going to click there, and here are my options. I really like these Pearl Decade drums. The only thing I don't like about this offer is that it doesn't come with a snare drum. What is the condition on these? They're great condition, so this is an okay price. So this would be potentially something I'd be interested in. And you do have to sign up for an account with Guitar Center, but it's really just like buying through any other music website. You would just purchase it. You would have to pay shipping, put in your credit card, and they would ship it to you, no problems. So that's one reason why I'm considering buying off Guitar Center, is because it's a reputable site, and I know I'm going to get decent drums. And some of these actually might come with warranties too. I'm not really sure about this one. But yeah, it looks like you can actually buy a warranty for those drums, and they're used. This is a kit I've been watching for a while as well. It's a good price. I know the Vision kit is birch base, so that's in my criteria. The only thing I don't like about this kit is it doesn't come with a snare drum. So you would have to get your own snare drum separately, but the price is decent. It's in great condition. I like the tom sizes, 10, 12, 22, so 14 by 14 tom. I really like those, and it comes with the mounting hardware. So that's a decent deal. So there you have it. I mean, that's just some suggestions and tips on how to buy a used kit. The sites that I use are Craigslist, eBay, and this is Guitar Center used kit section. So like I said, those are just some considerations to think about. You want to make sure you get your brands narrowed down, kind of get your features narrowed down, kind of get your price range narrowed down before you start looking. And then you just have to navigate through all the special considerations when buying on certain websites. So there you have it. That is how I go about looking for used drums.